Okay, so what I want to do here is, this is a student model. I'm just testing it out to see if I can bring it over to Maya. And so first off, let's go here to Z plugin, and I'm going to go and use multi-map export. I'm going to get the displacement, and let's make these 2 cakes. 4K might be too big. There is UTMs, so I'm going to go down to the export option, file names, and make sure we're on UTM. And also I get rid of all the dashes that they give you by default here. Okay, because the dashes can sometimes screw up your render. So I use underscores. Okay, now I'm going to take that and back here to Z plugins. Let's go and hit create all maps. Flip vertically, by the way. And what else? There's the displacement setting, 32-bit EXR. Great. And I'll go ahead, I'm going to hit create all maps. And let's just pop this in here. Okay, great. And what I might do is, while this is doing its thing, I can see it up here. This is 24 million polys. I'm just going to pause. Okay, now it's gone ahead and it's made those 4 displacement maps. And I forgot, I might as well have exported the geometry, but I didn't. Let's go and do it this way too, just for fun. Z plugin, turn off displacement, export mesh, export options. There are none for the mesh, I don't think. So a second, oh, there is a mesh option. Oh, with the different levels you want to. And export as quads, merge the UVs, that's important, and group. Okay, great. Go ahead and create all maps. It's just going to create an OBJ file for me. Done. Okay, now I'm going to zip over here and I'm going to go to File and I'm going to go and hit Import. And let's see, that's something else I'm working on. Zip over here to Downloads here and looking for ASCII file. Switch that to OBJ. There it is. Anything funny I have to worry about? Nope. And I always import it as the 3rd option, single object, done. Now let's just check out something here with the UVs. There's something I spotted, and I'll see if I'm hallucinating or not. So you got the shoulder up here. Now there is some problems with the shoulder UVs. Okay, and there's some problems with the hands too. The UVs are not perfect. That could be causing some stress issues. How about this one? There's some more stress issues right there. Actually, there's the whole problem right here with the UVs. They're overlapping. And if I put this little button on, it's going to show me stress. This one here should show me overlap. And right there on the shoulder, that's overlap. Okay, and here, let's turn this back to this. So I'm just going to do a quick fix. And if I grab these UVs and I just hit the magic unfold button, what's that going to do for me? Why is it going so slow? Saying now it's telling me it has non-manifold geometry. Let's just double check that. I don't believe it. If I go into Mesh, Cleanup, open up the options, and I look for non-manifold, I'm going to hit Apply. And I usually put on the Move tool, and the Move tool, because that kind of usually selects the problem geometry. And so when I did this, let's just undo that, and it's telling me there's an issue here. Okay, let's go to object mode again. Nothing there. I go ahead and I look for non-manifold geometry, hit apply, and it did something up in here, but it doesn't actually tell me what. Usually it goes into component mode and it'll select a component, but here's another option I'm going to try then. Let's go and delete the history, and I'm going to go modify. When I hit the unfold, there is an option to fix non-manifold geometry. Lie. Uh-oh. I should have picked my pieces. I didn't. Let's undo this. And I can see stress here. There might be overlapping UVs right here. Those need to be unfolded. And there's something wacky happening up in here. Okay. So none of this should be geometry fixes, and also two overlapping here. So let's just go ahead and do this. I'm gonna. What about this mouth? What is that looking like? Yeah, definitely overlapping all over the place in the mouth. Well, should I continue making the video? Yeah, I'll try and fix some of these things and see what happens. So here, I'll grab this area, and I'm just going to go ahead and I'm going to hit apply. Whoop. Does it? It broke everything apart. There's some pieces here that became detached, so I'm just going to grab all these edges right in here, and I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to use move and sew. And when I did move and sew, it grabbed everything that was down here as well. There's actually not everything, just a couple pieces. I'm just going to deselect those. And now the move tool is right in the center of all those pieces right there. So when I go and I hit move and sew, they'll sew into place. I'm going to grab the UVs and I'm going to hit merge. And that didn't really do anything. Let's see what happens when I hit unfold again on those. Okay. And there's a few here that those could just merge. How about this? What if I go and I grab this edge here, that one there, hit move and sew. Move and sew. The hell's that? There's another one there. Just gonna check that out. Is there actually? There's an empty hole right there, so there's nothing there. So no face. Okay, so that should be fixed. Let's go in here and I'm gonna grab the UVs in this area again. I'll hit unfold. There, so it's a bit better. Same thing with the nose. Unfold. Okay, and it's still unwrapping fairly weird. Let's go and hit F. Look up your nose. Looks like all these edges here. I'm just going to go in and use move and sew. Doink. There. What about the eyes? So there's crazy things happening around the eyes. Let's just grab all the edges here, and I'm going to hit move and sew. I meant to hit move and sew there. And this is interesting here. It's revealing there's actually a split in the geometry right here, because those didn't sew together. I'm going to take the edges and I'm going to hit move and sew. Oh, nope, they aren't. It's just me going crazy. There. Okay. And I'll hit unfold. And then, now that I've kind of sewn this all together and figured it out, you know what? I think those sockets are pretty deep, so you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to cut it off again. So let's grab that one, and I'll cut them. Grab the UVs on that shell, and this nutshell there. Boom! Done. And then I can come in here and grab these UVs again, and hit unfold, and I should get something a little bit nicer. I might have to squish these eyes down a bit, so if I go in and I grab this UV and this one, and this one, grab my scale tool, zoop, do something like that. This way you can texture the eyelids a bit better. So I'm going to grow my selection. I'll just hit G a few times, go out, 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 there, one more. And then I'm going to shrink it. And when I shrink it, it deselects the center one and still keeps the majority of these other ones selected. When I hit unfold, it might give me something slightly better. Okay, I might have to do some other wrangling in here, but I'm going to stop there. So those UVs are fixed. Got a face problem, as in there's missing faces in the mouth. There is something down here that caught my attention. I'm just going to grab all these UVs from here to say there. And I'll just hit unfold, and that should, yeah. And these ones here. Yeah, they just need to be unfolded. They're stretched and crazy. Right here, you can totally see that the bottom end of this is got issues. So when I say issues, I just mean that there's a bunch of stuff that's not folded. So when I hit unfold, book, there, that's fixed. And potentially right here as well. Let's see what happens when I hit unfold there. Nothing. Okay, so that one's fine. So that one, is that the one? That's the one that caught my attention. I saw that when I was playing around in ZBrush. Actually, I can go back to it. I was playing around in ZBrush and I was playing with the morph and I had the bump on. When I hit this, I spotted this weird form right here. So I figured there might be overlapping UVs. You can kind of see them here as well in the hands. You can totally see how they're bumping out and they're looking weird. So they're alerting you to problemos. What time we got? It's 10 minutes. And so, and also too, you got to make sure these things right on the edge. Okay, good, good, good. Down there, down there. I suspect if I just grab these ones here and hit unfold, and I was wrong. I thought it would unfold really nicely. I'm just going to grab that UV and get my move tool. Grab that one and move them slightly. There. That's all you need to do. Make sure it's not on the edge. These ones up here on the neck look like they're probably really tight. If I hit this to see the stress, I can see the stress. I'm going to hit unfold. There, it's better. Actually, you know what? I should probably just take this whole sheet right here and hit unfold. Yeah. And I can move that over slightly and down. Okay, and I'm going to take this one. It's the same thing. Right in the pits, there's a problemo. So I'm going to hit unfold. And it changed the whole thing. And just to make these fit, actually I'm just going to check this out if I do that. Anything funny here? Just going to take that one and hit unfold. Okay, anything funny? That one just made the UVs go just outside of the 0 to 1, so I think I can nudge that down. Take a look here. Did that go over? So now I go up a little bit. Check out the top. There we go. And I guess I could have used the other unfold or layout on these, but whatever. I'm trying to just keep this simple. And that one's fine. Just move it over a little bit. Great. Now the hands. So the hands, let's grab both of them at the same time. Come on, you bastard. And I'll hit apply, unfold. And there, it kind of did it. But the thumb's looking kind of wacky. And it's got all sorts of issues because of the index is still sewn together. So I'm going to go ahead and grab that edge. This one. This one, this one, this one, this one. There, and I'll cut those. Actually, why is that acting a little bit funny? Separate. Okay, grab the whole unit and hit unfold again. And there, that's better. It's still a little bit of a weird quad kind of on the side there. And then, what's this one? This is part of this finger. That doesn't look happy right there. I'm just going to go in and hit F, frame it so I can look at it. Oh, I see. Okay, so the thumb here is coming around here, and then it stops and up this way. So what I'm going to do... actually... yeah, I like to sew the thumb together. And have it split in the center here. So what I'm going to do is grab these edges there. I'll stop right there. I'll cut those. And then these ones from here to here. And I forgot to double click. Whatever. Grab. I'll skip those two. They'll sew anyway when I do that. You can skip every other one, and when you hit move and sew, they'll all stick together. And let's hit unfold again. There, that's better. Okay, there's still a little bit of stress here and there, but that's better. And let's look at this one. So this one's probably got the same issues. So if I come in here and grab these edges and I hit move and sew, and I look at the other one, it's got similar issues, but maybe not identical. Cut. Unfold. There's the magic right there. So now with this arm, I was thinking maybe I can move one up here. This one. It's looking for another way to fit these in. I do tend to like to put these top to bottom. What about this? What if I grab... Come on, you bastard. There. No, they're not going to fit together. Okay, let's try... Let's try this. If I go in and I use the layout options, in layout, I usually like legacy, but I'm gonna switch to the unfold 3D, and when I hit apply, boop, it fit them over into the 0 to 1 area here. Actually, just hold on a second. Legacy, boop. See, legacy takes everything and does that, so it screws up your life. Unfold takes only the selected ones. So, pre-shell rotation. I've never bothered to look at all these things. I'm just going to say horizontal. I wish it said free. Rotate shells. Maybe if I turn this off, let's try this out. Whoop. You know what? Screw this. I'm just looking for something fast. I'm just going to go back to where I was, like when they were rotated. Okay, if I were to, come on, select, you bastard. That's weird. I hit apply. And it rotated them for me, and I didn't want it to do that this time around. Yeah, it looks like it tried to fit it in. We could say that's okay for now. I don't buy it. But they are fitting in. Here, let's just zoom in. I almost might want to chop off the hands, and you could actually, if I chopped off the hands, I can rearrange this. So let's go and try this one more time. Back here, if I go and I figure out a good spot on the arm here, how about right across the hand, boop, right on the wrist, and I go and I put on my symmetry there, cut. I grab this UV shell, turn off this setting now. Great. Try it again. There. There. Let's pull this down a bit. I don't feel like going in and figuring out all the what's the thing? If you wanted to fit these in perfectly, in the transform options, there is this feature called texel density. Oh, screw it. You know what? It would almost make sense to show this thing. Like if I go and but then the head, you always want this a bit bigger. I'm just going to leave. Well, I'll point out that if I go in here and I get the texel density, they're 25.4868. Okay, great. And then what I can do is take this piece and I can hit set, and it'll change the size slightly so they have the same UV aspect ratio. And so if I grab this and I hit set, there, it's got to be slightly bigger, right? And so that one went bigger too. How about these arm pieces here? Yeah, a lot bigger. That's what I was noticing as I was starting to play around with these things and fitting them in. I figured those arms were too small, and probably so are the hands. I thought we could do something like grab this piece and hit get. Oh, no, we've got to go back a few more. Let's go with this one here and say get, and then I could go over here and set. They're slightly smaller. Take these two here and hit set. Yeah, and those got bigger. A lot bigger. Anyway, let's go and undo this. Come on. I'll leave that for now. But those are fixed, and let's go in here and delete the history. And so we probably know that on the displacement maps, if I were to look at them, they're EXR files. I know already that they're going to have overlapping and stuff like that on them because of the UVs. So I'm going to take this model and let's go File, Export Selection, and I'm going to throw this into Downloads and there and this thing, and I'll just go and say like Part 2. Export it, go into ZBrush. We know there's issues already here, so I'm going to turn the morph back to this. I didn't fill in those 2 holes on purpose because I might have to do a bunch of projections, but if I hit import right now and bring in number 2, see, nothing funny happened. And I can go up subdivision levels. Takes a moment for the first one, so it gets used to this again. Okay, and the model is fine. Okay, I'm just going up to the top, and then I'll just come back down again. No reason in particular why I just have to go up 1. There's no other reason I'm doing this other than going up 1, just to make sure that everything's functioning properly. Now when I go to the Morph UV, actually you can see a little bit of something maybe on the fin this time around. This one appears to be fixed. I don't see anything weird for the hands or anything like that. There's something weird about that, though. Anyway, let's try it out. Turn off the morph. Go up to Z plugin, and I'm going to turn off the export mesh because we already got the mesh. I'm going to hit displacement. Got all the displacement settings. I'm going to hit export or create all maps, and I'm going to be using the same map here. Export. I'll pause it while it's creating the maps. Okay, let's resume this, and I'm heading back. Cut it out. Cut it out. Heading back to Maya, and if I went in and I took this, and let's just throw on. What do we got on here? What if I throw a Arnold surface on this, and with the Arnold surface, if I go up to the displacement map, boink, and I go into file texture, go zipping over here into the file texture itself, name, and it should come up into the same box. It didn't. Whatever, we'll go in here, and I'm picking number 2 EXR. See anything that looks funny on this one? No. Look, there's something funny on the tail end, but we'll see what happens. And then if I go in and I turn on Utums, generate preview, so it'll have all of them in, and the edges are hard, so I'm going to go to mesh display and I'm going to hit soften edge. Okay, I'm going to go into the shape node, and in the shape node of it, if I go to Arnold and I turn on the subdivision, none, put it on Cat Clark, I'll put it up to say 3, and I could put it up more, but I just want this to go fast. Height, we could change these values here, but on the standard surface, if I go into the displacement, just raw, if I go into the color balance, and I know that even before I get here, well, how about this? We'll just go in here and I'll go and hit a light. I'll put a area light on this. Panels, look through selected. There. And take the exposure, go up to 10, and I should be good to start. Boop. And let's go in here to Arnold. I'm going to hit render. I might have to pause this. We'll see how this goes. I'm going to pause this. Okay, so it's doing it. Just I noticed when I'm recording with Arnold, it sucks, so I don't like doing this. But I don't see... Feels like I'm lifting a heavy weight when I'm trying to zoom. I see that the shoulder is fixed. This looks a little bit on the puffy side. Okay, so... but I'm looking at the shoulder. I might have to put up the subdivisions to get the little, I think these are like shells or something on the shoulder here. And let's pause. Oh, I need to pause this beast here. And if I grab this and I go to the surface, I go zipping over to the file texture again. And this, if I put it to -0.5, so whatever the value is here that you've got, put it to -0.5, and it will magically almost fix it. And you got to dial around with this, whatever you have here, whatever value you put in here, this should be -half of that value. And it looks like the shoulder's fixed. I'm just going to do, I'm going to pause this. Come on. I just want to see if there's something down on the fin, and then I'm going to stop if there's nothing there. Just looks like there's something funny here, and actually I'm just going to check out the UVs on that. Is it cut right? Yeah, that's why it's got that fold, because the cut came along here and then he was zipped over to the other side. So it's got a certain amount of thickness on the fin. So yeah, back when I was in ZBrush I noticed it popped up. So there shouldn't be a problem here. And I'll just double check just to make sure there is no seam along here, and you can, it almost looks like there's something there if you're looking. I'm just going to zoom in, and sometimes I've found that that seam that I saw right there, I can see something. It's kind of faint. What I'll typically do is head into the attribute editor, and on the file texture, there's a filter. I'm going to turn the filter off. Did that magically do it? Sometimes that will be the answer. I can see something there. Down here it kind of disappears. Okay, just move it around a little bit to see if it does anything. Okay, I'm going to stop it for a second. And sometimes it might be because the UVs are too tight together. So if I'm no. So this one, adaptive metric auto. I don't know if it has anything to do with these things here, pin corners. Sometimes when you subdivide the mesh and you got the smooth mesh, there's a feature down in here, Catmull Clark. Smooth UVs is on, crease all. Sometimes you switch out of Catmull Clark and preserve edges and corners. That's not going to do it. And my video is going on to the 30-minute mark. I'm just going to see if this exists anywhere else. So I'm moving up. Don't see it here. Oh, okay, and I stop this for a second. Well, I've gotten rid of the really bad ones, and I have to sit there and think about why the other one is not working. And I kept thinking it was the first answer is that filter. What if we go up here to the face? I don't see anything weird on the face. What's that? That might just be a shadow. That's just a shadow. So it looks like I've got it. It might be some of the displacement as well. I might have to. I've pushed it up too high. So instead of 1, I might have to pull it down to like 0.8, and then the offset to 0.04. It might be a little bit extreme, but I'm going to stop here and